Oh my gosh, sometimes people bring me in and they wonder what this woman is going to talk about. Here's the thing, I wonder what I'm going to talk about too. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get so excited to come in and people say, are you motivation? Are you inspiration? Are you a humorist? Well, what I hope more than anything is when I leave here today, you like yourself just a little bit more. What I also hope is that you're activated to do one thing differently. Not necessarily do more, but be inspired. Bring more wonder into your life and less judgment about yourself and about others. I love to inspire people to become the person we were created to be. Not less than, not greater than, not to do more, but to be more. So that is my hope today as you tune in and listen to some of my silly stories. And I always think, you know, as long as you walk away with one little freebie, would you be okay with that? As long as you walk out of the room and you can say, Miss Annie taught us something. Would that make you feel good? And so, you know, we are living a world of selfies, don't we? And some people say they hate selfies, but they are out there. And so I wondered, how many of you know how to take the world's greatest selfie? How do we take that? Okay, let me show you what some people say. Well, get your phones out. In fact, let's do this together. You know, we hold our phones up like this. We lean back, especially if we're short. Snap about 90, 95 pictures. Delete 92 of them. Edit one so we look a little taller, a little thinner, a little smoother. And then we post that, don't we? We show the world our most beautiful, our perfect. But how does a perfectionist go to bed? There's lots of different ways. Some people say the same way, but what I would love to say to you is I think a perfectionist goes to bed every night disappointed. They weren't perfect. But the truth is none of us are perfect. So I get up every morning and I think if I only screw up 10 things, I'm doing pretty good. So when I go to bed and I've only screwed up 5 things, I feel amazing. Wouldn't that be a better perspective to go through life? So I want to show you how to take the perfect selfie. How many of you would like to be better looking with no surgery, no damage to your body, but in just moments better looking? I'm going to show you how. Take your phones out. You all have them. Most people say hold them up like this. I want you to hold your phone to the side like this, okay? When you get it sideways, I want you to draw it straight into right in front of you. Then I want you to turn it sideways, and I want you to slowly move that into your chest. I want you to lay that right across your chest. And no matter what size your chest is, it doesn't matter. Just lay that right on there. And then just look straight down with your camera on, selfie mode. And I want you to get somewhere between 3 and 10 chins in there. Get a couple nose hairs if you got them. And snap that picture. And then what I would love you to do, what I would love some of you brave ones to do, is post that picture on Facebook, LinkedIn, your social media, Twitter, Instagram, and just write in the caption, aren't I good looking? I mean, some of you will be too afraid to do that, but the reason I want you to do that, because wouldn't it be a nicer, easier world to live in if we showed our messy stuff? So that's part of it. The other part is, as a speaker, many times people don't meet me until I show up for their conference. Let me tell you, I show a couple of those pictures, I show up, people think you're good looking. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, you look a lot better than the photo you shared. What if we showed our messy parts? Instead of showing our vacuum lines in our formal dining room and formal living room, we showed our messy parts. Not our messiest, but just our real parts. Like all these young women that post those pictures and then they compare themselves to somebody else's edited. And they never measure up. You see, comparison is the thief of all joy. It takes what was good about yourself and you look at someone else and you think you're less than. Show your messy parts. Do a silly selfie. Laugh at yourself. Do you know truly laughter is the best medicine? We need some humor in our lives. So that's just one thing I want you to take away if you take nothing else from my presentation. I also want to teach you, how many of you think you're a little judgmental? I know it's hard to raise our hands, but we're all judgmental. I'm judgmental. I don't even want to be. I intentionally think about it, but I still find myself in judgment of times. And usually the person we're most judgmental of is ourselves. But we're pretty judgmental of other people, and I want to show you how to shift that just a little. So if you go from judgment to wonder, you think in questions instead of statements. You wonder why someone's crabby. You wonder why someone's happy. You wonder why someone never looks up. Most of us take it personally. Oh, it must have been something I did. But usually it's not about you. It's about their story. Because we all have stories. And inside those stories are more layers and layers of stories. And how we show up, well, that's because of something's going on in our life that has nothing to do with you, but maybe something personal or even something professional. So if you want to be less judgmental, then think in questions rather than statements about yourself and about other people. Bring your wonder and curiosity into the connections that you have the privilege of making. Please do that for me. Go from judgment to wonder. Live in curiosity and questions. And the other thing I wanted to tell you about is I'm kind of known now as the pineapple lady. How many of you want to be a pineapple person with me? You see, I wish I had this dream, this vision, that my Pineapple Principle book will sell millions of copies and travel all over the world. Not because I couldn't use the money, because I could, but not for the money. Because I think the message is so important and yet so simple that all of us could shift just a little by living as a pineapple. And so the way that I learned the pineapple message is this. It comes from a pineapple poem. It says, be a pineapple, stand up straight, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. Isn't that cute? But the more time you spend with me, you realize I'm not a cute speaker. I'm a speaker that believes in depth, believes in stories, believes in resilience and change and choice. And so I asked myself, what if that poem had a story to tell us? What if it had a story behind the poem, like all of us have a story behind our smile and our hi, how are you? I'm great, how are you? Isn't there more to us than that? We all have depth and richness in those stories. Andy Grammer is one of my favorite artists, and he sings this song called The Good Parts. And he talks about, don't just tell me the superficial, tell me the good parts. The things that break your heart, the things that make you smile, the things that get you out of bed in the morning, and the things that make you want to crawl under the bed at night. Tell us the good parts. And so I said, what if that poem had something to teach us? It goes like this: be a pineapple, stand up straight, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. And in a world where we're so busy looking down at our phone, or looking up at, hey, how are you, but what's next? Or looking down because we're self-conscious, what if we stood up straight? What if we actually saw people and looked you in the eye? We looked at you, we spoke to you, we listened to you, and we held your stories. What if we wore a crown and then we recognized that all of you also wear crowns, that you're valuable, no matter how you show up, that you have value within you? And what if we were sweet on the inside? What came through our mouth and through our keyboard would be kindness and encouragement and love. We could literally change the world. Maybe we have a greater impact than the news or the politicians. But then sometimes people say to me, but Miss Annie, pineapple's a little prickly on the outside. Truth is, pineapple is a little prickly on the outside, but are you sometimes prickly on the outside? We all are at times. But we get to choose if we're going to be kind, if we get to change the world, if we get to bring the good stuff in. I love when I speak because I inspire people to say yes when they're scared. I inspire people to wonder about the person that they never say hi to because that person always looks down. If we could just make little shifts in the world, I literally think we could change the whole world. If we just thought in silly ways like pineapple, instead of thinking, what do I want to do today? I would think, I have a crown and I'm valuable. What will I do to take care of myself? Because when we take care of ourselves, we are filled and therefore we can care for others. And when you're working in the service industry like you guys, and you are giving so much of yourself to your clients and to your staff, well, let me tell you, you will wear yourself depleted to the point of getting sick or exhaustion. And then you won't be able to serve. So don't move your body in joy because you want to. Move it because you're worth it. Move it because you believe that taking care of yourself is more important than laying around and eating donuts and coffee like most of us would really like to do if we were asked. What if you did something good for you? You see, what I love you to do is take that thing in your life that you want to go after but you're scared of and figure out a way to go after it. I want you to take your goals and ask yourself, what's in it for me, but then what's in it beyond me? How will me achieving this make a difference in the world? Owning gyms for 12 years, I helped lots of people change their mind, shift their perspective, and a side effect was weight loss, but I never helped anyone lose weight as on its own. They had to shift their habits and their perspectives to become all that they were meant to be so that they could serve their families and their clients and their communities better. So today I invite you to say yes to me. Say yes to you. Say yes to being a difference maker in the world through a smile, through signing up for an MS ride or an AIDS ride or a breast cancer walk or whatever it is that you care about. Habitat for Humanity, homeless youth, mental health. There's a million causes. Challenge yourself to do something challenging, to be a difference maker in someone else's life. I love that you guys invited me in. I'm excited to work with you. I'm excited to continue to inspire you on this journey through my books and my writing. Take care, and thank you so much for having me here today.